want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Here's Johnny.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfuckers.
We in the killing Nazi business. Cousin, business is a boom.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
What's up, guys, and welcome to Six Pack in a Movie. We are your hosts, Cornelius and Kodai. What we do here, we are going to get a six-pack of beer, and we're going to watch a hit popular movie and then just talk some shit about it and see what happens. What's up, Kodai?
Hey, what up, Corey?
What up, bro? What up, bro? Today's episode, we are revolving around my all-time favorite film, Back to the Future. It is a timeless classic, no pun intended.
Timeless.
What are we drinking today?
We got a couple beers. We got North High, Stardust to Stardust, Imperial IPA, 8.8% alcohol.
Oh, shit.
It's from Columbus Brewing, or North High Brewing in downtown Columbus. We've got Elvis Juice, which is a England beer that is now a local beer, sort of. They just built a huge brewery and hotel in Lancaster. Then we've got some Columbus beers, Columbus Brewing Company. Got a smorgasbord of those.
Just a little taste.
We got some Thunder Lips. We got some SWF Farmhouse Style Ale. Not sure what the SWF is. And just a IPA. No name, nothing fancy. Straight to the point.
SWF stands for See Fucking Women.
I like that.
I think it's for very heterosexual men.
No, I've had that beer before, and it does have a very kind of like sweet and seasonal sort of a spice to it. So
it should be a good taste.
It tastes like woman.
Oh, ooh. Ooh, I like the spicy lady.
Spicy lady.
All right, so what we're going to do from the beginning of this episode, we're going to kind of just give you a recommendation of a movie that we think that you should see that you might have not. And it could be something that we review in the future. So for myself, I think that everyone should see The Invitation. It is streaming on Netflix. It's kind of like a horror movie, but it's more like keeps you on the edge of your seat guessing like what the fuck's going on. Huge payoff. Amazing movie. So check out The Invitation on Netflix. What do you got, Cody?
One of my favorites is Django Unchained. It's an old spaghetti western. Uses squibs, 1980 styles, exploding blood packs instead of the CGI that a lot of movies use.
It looks fucking
so
sweet,
it's
too.
a great story, yeah. What's his name? Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx in it. He's kills it. Django, or it's Quentin Tarantino, crushes it with the writing, the characters. Samuel L. Jackson. Fantastic scene with what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, yeah.
Great cast, great movie. Watch it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll review that next. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm down with that fucking movie, dude. Tarantino's on Fuego. So let's just get right into Back to the Future. We just watched it, so it's fresh in our minds. Definitely recommend you guys taking a peek before listening. It's always going to be nice to get you guys on the same page as us. In the future, we're going to kind of tell you what movie we're hitting at. Back to the Future. Incest, rape, racism. A film about time travel. So, kind of an intro of this movie. It was shot back. They wrote scripts and they just kept submitting it, and it just kept getting shot back because they're like, that's just a movie about incest. Like, that was a big thing, and they just kept shooting it out. I think 2018, 2017, that wouldn't even be a problem anymore.
This movie would get greenlit.
Yeah.
First try.
Oh, hell yeah.
Greenlit twice.
I'd say like over 100% of porn is incest in 2018. So Back to the Future, you might want to travel to our time and try and make your movie now.
So yeah, a quick run of the plot. You know, if you have spoilers, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Any of these movies
Spoiler alert.
But Back to the Future. Marty gets into some shenanigans and finds himself from instead of the year 1985, he finds himself caught up in 1955. And it wasn't his intentions. Didn't need to go there. And it happens to be the day that time travel is discovered by the Doctor. And he has to go through some hoops to find his way, get his way back into 1985. And the main problems in this movie, I realize you got to break this movie down to like 2 parts. And it's trying to catch lightning and a wire. And
You don't think it's possible?
it's like that's like the major plot point is trying to get a hold of this lightning. So you create the 1.21 gigawatts to get yourself back to power the time travel, the DeLorean, and also avoiding having sex with your mom at all costs. Which
Hey, I do that without time travel. Can I get an amen?
yeah, those are like the 2 main like running parts of this movie. Like that's it. So, if you want to jump into it?
Yeah. So they for sure. So that's literally like the whole second part of the movie is Marty avoiding fucking.
That's what I'm saying.
his
Those are
mother.
like the 2 plot points. Get the lightning and don't have sex with your mom.
Literally. Yeah.
Well, getting your dad to have sex with your mom.
Yeah. That's like a movies in minutes thing. I think so something I thought of when we first started the movie is, so it's super cool. Like Rick and Morty was based off of Back to the Future. Like just super intelligent Rick hanging out with Morty, less intelligent but is down for an adventure. What the fuck? Why do you think Doc and Marty are friends?
Marty's he's a loner, sorta. He's a bad dude. He's in a band. He's a 1985 band. He skates. Wasn't super popular then, I don't think, right? I don't think skateboarding was as big. Maybe it was. Maybe it's like peaking or becoming what it was, but
I think it was bigger in 1985.
I don't know, Doc seems like a cool dude, like if you're into that. Looks like he's not really focused on school, but he's focused on some stuff, so I can see him hanging out with Doc. Doc's got cool gadgets. He's got that giant speaker at the beginning.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing we talked about. So, Marty shows up to Doc's workplace, and that's something I think is cool. Like, Doc had all these little tiny gadgets and shit. That was super popular in the 80s. You never see that anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, they would always have... I can't think of the name right now.
The opening scenes.
The machines, where a ball rolls and pops toast up, feed your dog.
Oh, Rube Goldberg's.
Yeah, Goldberg's, yeah.
Goldberg, undefeated wrestler back in 1997.
Shout out to Goldberg.
If you're listening.
But that was like a super popular 80s thing, so Doc had that on point. They were probably reaching out to that audience, but I just think it's super weird because people knew Marty was hanging out with Doc, too.
Yeah.
Like
and he was shunned upon.
Yeah.
By the principal.
Yeah,
later in the movie.
Hey, are you still hanging out with that?
Look at that, Doc Brown. And so I like to, going back to like all the clocks hanging around, one of them shows a guy hanging off the side of the clock, which is foreshadowing to later in the film when the Doc is hanging at the lightning strike. So cool like foreshadowing thing that I didn't catch until like, I don't know.
Today.
Last watch
today
actually.
Is the first time I caught it.
Your last watch, I say, yeah, I didn't have that written down. You're gonna crack these open?
Yeah, we're cracking. Oh shit, we'll do it.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. Cody's getting into a Stardust.
Stardust.
I'm busting up a...
I have a separate glass for the beer because the previous glass I had was not up to snuff for this beer.
Oh shit. I'm using the
it's all about the glass
same glass. But it's a tulip, so it's classy. I am drinking, what do we got here? Thunder Lips.
It's got a light body.
By Columbus Brewing.
I like that one.
They called me that in high school. Thunder Lips.
Named after the beer or the wrestler?
Just because...
Remember Thunder Lips from Rocky? I think that was Hulk Hogan's character.
Thunder Lips?
I think he was called Thunder Lips.
In
Rocky too.
No, one day in high school, I ate a really hot pepper and my lips were really hot, and everybody's like, "Oh, that boy got thunder lip. He got them thunder lip." All right, so
hey, can I start with this? Robert Zemeckis, right? Zemeckis, is that his name? Robert Zemeckis.
Robert Zemeckis.
He ran these movies, but Spielberg gets credit for them all the time, and he actually basically did all 3 of these movies kind of by himself. Like these were his babies. But I think Steven Spielberg produced it, so Spielberg's name is much bigger, so he's kind of credited with these films, but it's actually not accurate.
When I think of Back to the Future movies, though, I think Zemeckis. So
yeah. I think Spielberg, even though I know.
Really?
I think yeah.
I will say this movie has like a Spielbergian soundtrack.
Yeah.
So
definitely,
the soundtrack is fucking great.
Like you can tell, like it's weird. Like once like even if directors are working on other films, you can kind of see like where their hand was. And like Christopher Nolan and like some of the Zack Snyder films, you can see like kind of like his color palette, I think. Or,
yeah, really dreary.
Yeah, super gloomy.
That's kind of deal breaker for a lot of people. So
yeah, I'm a fan of it, but
yeah, it's kind of depressing for myself. Another interesting fact, pre-story shit here. Marty was actually changed like pretty deep, like balls deep into filming. They thought this kid was a little too dark for the role. He's the guy that stabbed Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction. You might know.
Oh
yeah. That was
gotta hit her 3 times.
Yeah.
No.
That was the original Marty.
Oh wow.
So apparently his portrayal was a little too dark, and then our current Marty, like his voice was just made for comedic timing and just a fun character.
Michael J. Fox was like like late 20s when they filmed this, maybe.
He looks like 25 or
He was.
so.
I remember. I read an article once before where he was one of an older actor playing
Really?
a younger character. Yeah. And then Crispin Glover. Fun fact about him: he's George McFly, the dad. He could not get a contract deal agreement with for the second film, so they used some extra footage and kind of shot him from behind to make it look like he was in the movie, but he was actually never in it. He sued and ended up winning a lawsuit.
Made some money?
He made some money off the movie because they used his likeness illegally.
Oh, so they had a stand-in entirely. Yeah.
So they made it look like, hey, like here's George, and you kind of like see him from the side or from the back, or they use his voice or something. But he sued and won, and he also plays the Chainsaw Man from Hot Tub Time Machine.
Oh yeah.
I guess he does have. He has one hand, and then did he lose it with the chainsaw or no?
He loses it. A chainsaw falls on his hand.
Oh,
somehow. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Well, the second one just kind of buried the first Hot Tub Time Machine, I think.
I didn't watch it. I heard it was bad.
I watched it in theaters. I'm a time travel freak, so that's why Back to the Future is so beautiful to me. Crispin Glover, dude, like a lot of people think he's one of the best actors out there. Like, just like a top A-list actor, but you don't see him in shit.
No, you don't. I think I've seen him in a few
Willard,
other things too, but
Willard, nobody saw Willard.
I can't remember anything he's been in.
Yeah. It's Charlie's Angels.
Didn't see it.
No. I don't even know if he's in that. I just threw that out there.
So the beginning of the movie, some fun facts that like cool little like foreshadowing events in the beginning opening like through the garage. You see like their mansion was destroyed. We figure out because there's just like a garage is all that's left of the Emmett Brown sort of empire or family name. And then there's also plutonium missing on TV, and then you see a plutonium case inside. Marty's skateboard actually bumps into it, which was the plutonium used for the DeLorean.
They do a lot of foreshadowing with this movie.
Yeah, you can tell like Doc's been gone a lot because there's a whole bunch of dog food piled up because it's on like auto.
Yeah.
Repeat all the machines are so.
Well, that's what I kind of thought because they make it sound like Doc came back from an adventure of some sort. But what the fuck was he doing? Where he had to leave Einstein by himself for so long.
I wonder if he had Einstein with him, and I was wondering if he just stole the plutonium or got the plutonium maybe. So it's like something. He's been gone for at least several days, right?
Where the fuck where
were you
from? Libya? Yeah, where the fuck was Doc? When he shows up, where are we at? Like,
he's at the beginning. Then he has to go to school. He goes into town. He rides the Jeep with his skateboard.
Yeah.
Rides out into town, gets to school, runs into Principal Strickland.
Strickland's a cunt.
Strickland is a big cunt.
Throughout it. We were talking about, you were talking about like Blu-ray portrayal of how the movie looks now.
Oh, yeah. You see things that you're not supposed to see now and then when they filmed it. And yeah, with the Doc and the principal, and I guess the parents for a bit too, but I don't think I've noticed as much on the parents, but there's prosthetic wrinkles glued onto their face, and their faces are much lighter than the rest of their head.
Yeah.
The skin tones don't match as well. It's obvious on Blu-ray, but if you're watching on VHS or a 240 resolution TV, you wouldn't notice. But Blu-ray aging films. This one looks really good still, I think. But like that is a small thing.
You do see.
Yeah, you notice things. Yeah.
You see the special effects, which is weird because I've noticed that on even when Blu-ray first came out, like the Santa Claus 3. It wasn't an old movie at all, but this was like the day Blu-ray released, and my buddy and I were at a Best Buy, and we saw the Santa Claus 3 being played on a Blu-ray movie, and you could tell it was a set. It was totally not the North Pole. It just looked like everything was painted and everything. So I wonder how much effort they have to put into to trick the new cameras versus what it was before.
Maybe that's why budgets are so big, right?
Yeah.
Or CGI is used so much now because you can't use as much like physical effects or practical effects for monsters and aliens and such.
I miss practical effects, man.
I say, like, I think we talked about Fury Road and how they used a mixture of both CGI and practical, and how that was like a good like balance point on making something look legit.
Yeah,
I feel like when you have both things inside of a scene, they just look better instead of vice versa of just only one or only the other.
Like CGI doesn't at all take away from the talent level put into to making something look sweet.
Yeah,
but when you throw in like insanely popular CG or non CGI transformation is the American Werewolf in London.
Yeah.
That's all puppets and fake shit.
I was thinking The Thing. I always like The Thing.
The Thing.
That's crazy.
Chestbuster. All that shit.
Chestbusters.
So I think it was something I noted was Doc hits up Marty, and Marty's just like Jane on his day off, like taking a little nappy poo. And then he's like, hey, come to the Twin Pines Mall.
And one. Well, no, it's not his day off because he's got school.
Oh, he's got school on the next day. So
he's at school that day. He's late. He's running late because Doc has the clocks. I didn't quite catch why the clocks are off. The clocks are off 25 minutes.
I read something about that, but I don't remember what it said.
So that's when he shows up to school and he runs to the principal, and the principal's like, you're late.
Well, this was when Doc asked him to come to the mall at like super late.
But he calls him that morning at his house, and that's when he finds out the clocks are off.
Yeah, and then he called him at night and said, hey, did you fall asleep?
Yeah. Grab the video camera,
Yeah.
I want to note, too, like, at school, he's playing Power of Love, and he starts jamming off. He's honestly not good. He plays guitar good, but he has, like, no self-control over what he's doing. So
no.
It's like the same thing happens later in the film when he kind of, like, ruins the Johnny Be Good.
He
just loses it for no reason. He has no self-control.
He must do something right, though, because he just starts jamming, but
he kills it, but then he takes it too far, and then people are just like, everyone's having a great time until he goes, like, he takes up to 11. He turns up to 11.
Crazy, yeah. Maybe he's just so confident.
Yeah.
No, he seems like a confident dude, I suppose.
Yeah, he is. He's like, I think that's supposed to like parallel with how so much of a loser George is too. Like when we finally meet George in 1955.
Doc mentions that. He's like, I think you were adopted, maybe. Yeah. It's a good arch there because his dad's a fucking nerd.
I thought it was cool how Morty.
I had that
Morty. He sees the 4x4 truck that he wants, which is pretty cool. And then I think, honestly, one of the most important characters pops up at this time when they're sitting at the clock. They're at the clock tower. He's trying to make out with his girlfriend, and this old lady jams a fucking flyer in his face. And she's like, "Save the clock tower!"
Yeah.
Save the clock tower!
She changed everything.
If she wasn't there and gave him that flyer, and then the number was written on the back, and he put it in his pocket, Marty would be stuck in Marty would have died. He probably ended up fucking his mom in 1955.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. There's no way. Like, that's the only way to know when a lightning strike was going to happen.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Because without that flyer, that lady shoving it in, and him giving the 50 cents or whatever it was in the bin.
Hey, everybody's talking about it.
She's the unsung hero of the film.
I never even thought of that. So that beautiful, chubby, terrible teeth woman that ended
Save the clock tower!
Yeah. He paid $0.25 for his life. That's what happened there. I think we can all agree, though, if Marty didn't have a way out of 1955, he would have fucked his mom. So
he only knew two people.
Yeah.
Or three, I guess.
It was fuck his dad, his mom, or Doc. So when he shows up to the Twin Pines Mall, Doc is just like hella confident that his time machine's going to work.
Oh, yeah.
But Doc's old inventions are fucked up.
Nothing's
Numerous
worked.
times. Nothing's worked.
And he spent all of his money working on this.
He spent every dime into it. So for some reason, he thought he was so confident in the DeLorean that he put his favorite dog, like his best friend ever, inside of it. And then he put his prodigy and himself in front of a speeding DeLorean.
Yeah, and you can tell it's the first time, too, because the Frost
How
shows up.
excited he was, yeah.
The Frost shows up, and then Marty tries to step away, too. And Doc doesn't know this is going to work and pulls Marty back in. Kind of like insults it a little bit that Marty doesn't have faith. He's like, yeah.
Why the fuck would I?
And
have
why
faith?
do you have to drive the car at you, right at you, to make sure this works?
Yeah.
Definitely not required. And yeah, because he doesn't know about the Frost either. So you can tell it's not his first time. Or it's the first time because the Frost shows up. He's like, oh, it must be some type of byproduct. And then later, when he pulls out for more plutonium, there's only one jar missing.
Yeah.
So that was the very first trip.
And
he drove it right at them.
You know where they could have stood? Sorry, English. You know where they could have stood to make it significantly safer? Anywhere else on the whole planet. Anywhere else.
Anywhere beside that one spot.
Entire universe. They could have stood anywhere else. Literally. They just stood right where the DeLorean was going to come out.
Yeah, and then Doc almost forgets.
Yeah. He's like, oh shit, it's coming right back. And he only had 1 minute to remember that one task.
Yeah. It's pretty silly, yeah. Oh, where are we at?
So this is where the Libyans come in.
Oh, the cool thing too, yeah. So Doc is like, hey, he happens to punch in the numbers of when he invented time travel, which happens to be also like 3 days, I think, or a week before the lightning strike. Super convenient. Like, imagine if Doc discovered it a week after lightning strike. Also, Marty never comes back. So he punches in the numbers and then he gets distracted. And then also he jokes that he said he could figure out who wins the next 25 World Series because he's got to go into the future originally. And that's like the whole
sequel.
The whole plot of Back to the Future 2.
And he was pretty close to predicting the Cubs winning the World Series. They won 2016 instead of 15.
Yeah. So he goes to get extra plutonium, and then the van shows up with the Libyans, which I think one of them was just a white guy. Like the driver looked very white.
Yeah, in the 80s it was really hard to find Libyan actors. So they just threw the kid that was playing Marty at first in the van. that was his claim to fame.
Poor guy. I'll give you a very tiny part.
Yeah. But so I was thinking, I thought maybe the Libyans, when his gun jammed, when he was about to shoot Marty, I keep trying to say Morty, but
Morty.
Yeah, when he tried to shoot Morty, when he tried to shoot Marty and his gun jammed, I thought that maybe that was just preventing a future paradox. Like that was just the universe stopping the paradox of some sort. But in this time travel film, paradoxes are almost impossible to come
I
by.
don't think they would exist because you're not
creating
you're not within the same timeline. You're creating a new timeline that branches off from a point.
So if he actually had shot Marty, it wouldn't have changed anything. The story would have ended
died
there.
right there.
Our heroes would have died.
The Libyans would have got their plutonium back. Probably made a nuke. Who knows what happens from there?
And then the Earth is over. Time travel doesn't exist.
Yeah, and so then this whole chase goes on, and I thought it was funny that Marty immediately forgets that the time machine is the time machine.
Yeah, I thought that too.
He wasn't paying attention the entire. He forgot that the car disappeared 5 minutes ago.
Adrenaline's hell of a drug, but
he's driving, and for some reason, first off, the van is keeping up with the DeLorean.
Yeah,
the DeLorean is a sports car, and this is a Volkswagen van chasing them, and the van is right behind them. And at a certain point, Marty's like, let's see if you guys can do 90. Completely forget that Doc said, hey, once it's 88 miles an hour, this is a time machine. It disappears. It disappears in midair and goes to a certain point. Like, Marty just forgot all that, I guess.
I thought that to myself. I was like, let's see if you could do 90, Marty. Because you can't, you fucking idiot.
So Marty disappears in time. And to 1955, when the night that Doc discovers time travel. And then the van... he hits a pine. Right after that, as soon as he lands, he hits a pine, and the mall that we saw earlier is called Two Pine Mall or Twin Pines. Yeah, Twin Peaks, Twin Pines,
Twin Peaks Mall,
Twin Pine Mall, and so he hits hits the pine tree. Oh, I guess that's after that. Yeah, they think he's a spaceship,
Yeah, when they...
Which I think would be real. Like, I would... Seeing a car, if you think about, like, what cars were then... I mean, if we look at, what's the movie? iRobot?
Yeah.
That was called? Those cars look like spaceships, right?
But we're close.
Especially in, like, 2004
Pretty fucking
when that
close.
movie came out.
Now we have, like, self-driving cars.
We've got some cars that look kind of similar to that. But
Yeah.
2004, the cars from iRobot did look... I
Pretty
could see it, yeah.
futuristic.
And plus you have the guy wearing a radiation suit.
Yeah.
It'd be super weird.
Yeah,
I think
for
explains
sure.
like, he's taking on human form.
Yeah.
The voice of-
Shoot him, Daddy! Shoot him! In that era, I feel like everybody was like pretty uneducated as well. Like this was probably about the time that they thought Russia was gonna bomb.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So like everybody was like super scared of basically everything. So they saw this shit and they're like, "Oh, fuck that."
Well,
Kill
85.
it.
55. I'm not sure what the feelings were at 55. I mean, they just finished up World War II.
So yeah, I imagine.
I'm not sure what it was like.
This isn't a history podcast.
Yeah, that's another podcast. that's from
History-
some other fairy
history of
tales.
other fairy tales. Check it out. But yeah, I mean, a DeLorean looks like a time machine or a spaceship.
It looks super weird now.
Yeah, and fucking hella expensive now.
Are they?
I want one very bad.
I heard they're pieces of shit.
That doesn't matter. Jerry Seinfeld had it in his show, Getting Coffee with Comedians in
Yeah.
Cars, and it broke down
Did it?
multiple times.
I mean, it's probably only popular because of this
Literally,
movie, right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's
For
like
sure.
a lemon, right? I think is what for like pieces of shit cars. Yeah.
The original time machine into the Back to the Future show and movies was the refrigerator. But they didn't want kids locking themselves in fridges and suffocating. So
I mean, it's such a... that takes away so much from the movie.
it makes it Bill and Ted, essentially.
Yeah. It takes away a lot, though.
The whole getting to 88 miles per hour, like all that.
That ruins Back to the Future 3.
Yeah.
Having to get fuel.
the
because,
train,
like, the fuel's gone. The
everything,
train. You gotta
yeah.
push that fucking... You gotta push the refrigerator with the train.
It would just been a dog shit movie.
Oh, so after he hits the pine and leaves the... where the mall was, it gets light really quick, I noticed.
What else?
It goes from, like, dark to light within...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, maybe
Pretty-
the mall was really far out of town, but
Yeah.
it gets light pretty quick.
Yeah.
And then I think it's cool. He goes to his old apartments. That's where the car breaks down. Or not his apartments, where you live, which is Lion Estates. And Lion Estates is just now being built. And Marty,
Oh, that's where he lived?
he lived at Lion Estates, which was kind of like run down and shitty. And it was a brand new development. They hadn't even broken ground yet when he shows up to it. So that's where the car's parked beside the sign. That billboard that says, "Welcome to Lion Estates.
The
Homes of the future." Something like
Invest
that.
now, yeah.
And then Marty, though, Marty's really dumb, I realized.
Elaborate.
So he all right. First off, he forgot that the DeLorean was a time travel machine. Then he went back and so he literally vanished from a mall shopping or parking lot into a barn,
Yeah.
basically instantly. And I don't know, like he's driving DeLorean. He got
did-
shot at with a shotgun, and then he's driving and he sees a car from 1955. He goes to his house. His house is no longer there. And he doesn't. It takes him a long time to realize that he's in 1955.
It takes him a newspaper.
It takes him literally.
a
And then he
newspaper.
still kind of questions it. I think
He's like, oh,
there's a lot of things like
this has to be a misprint.
it's
Like, Marty, you're the first person that should know what's happening right now. You're best friends with a mad scientist. Like, he just showed you time travel exists. Like,
you forgot.
You forgot.
And he already. This is post time travel, so he forgot before and still after. There has to be some type of brain damage that occurs
With time travel.
when you're near a time traveling vehicle.
Yeah.
There could be a ton of radiation blowing off it. Where's that frost coming from?
Dude, 1.28 gigawatts
It's a ton.
has been known to cause brain cancer. So
Dude, there's like a bunch of like little things.
just stay educated.
He sees that car and he's like looking around, like, huh? He goes into town, like town's like way different because like there's it's been 30 years, so there's
Right when I saw
old buildings.
If I saw Hill Valley when Marty showed up, I'd be like, "What? How did I get to 1955?" Like, I would have immediately thought,
Every car
this is 1955.
Every car is a car from the 50s.
Yeah. There's no
Graffiti. 1980s cars, and Marty's like, what's going on?
What the fuck?
There's another car running for mayor.
Yeah.
So like, wonder what happened to Goldie Wilson.
Goldie. So
The diner's there.
The diner. Yeah.
It's not there. It's not even there in 1985. It's a workout place, right? Is that what we said?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's a gym. And yeah, it takes him till a paper to find out that where he actually is.
That's something that I find fascinating about. That's why I enjoy Back to the Future so much, because it's essentially Robert Zemeckis and Spielberg got away with creating the exact same movie, shot for shot remake, 3 different times. 3 different times. But somehow they sewed a different story within it.
That's why I think Back to the Future 2 is like really brilliant. How they,
it's not as highly rated as the first and the third.
I think the third's the worst one in my opinion.
I didn't hate the third, but I'm not a big...
I don't hate the third either.
Yeah, I'm not a big Western guy, but the second is my favorite. My buddy Paul's favorite. He'll tell you.
Because how they stitched in another story into a previous film and made it work.
Made it work.
It
the
worked
same
really well,
shit
yeah.
happens.
Super
Hoverboards
good.
instead of skateboards. Manure.
Yeah. Oh, so I thought that was cool. At the diner when we run into George, he's looking for Doc Brown. He's like, yeah, I'll take a Pepsi. He's like, free.
Pepsi free.
Are you first? Did you forget also that you're not in 1985?
Marty.
I'm not gonna be like, hey, can I have a Mountain Dew Code Black? If it's like,
Yeah. Can I have a Pepsi Blue that only existed in 1998?
And also, it's a good joke too because no one knows what fuck Pepsi Free is now.
Yeah.
When it died, like 1990 probably.
It was like a 7-year run, probably.
Yeah, it's gone.
Another stupid thing Marty did, he ordered a McDouble at the diner. Like,
did he?
It's
like McDonald's, you fuck.
This isn't McDonald's, this is a goddamn diner,
You can tell.
Marty. Where the fuck do you think you are?
Oh, Goldie,
when
yeah, we just said his name. Goldie, whatever.
Mayor Goldie.
Yeah.
I like the sound.
He's got a gold tooth.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that until today.
Yeah.
He's got a gold tooth.
Here, hold that thought. Before we go any further, I want to jump back to the Lion Estates. So the Lion Estates is where Marty lives, right?
Yeah, in 1985.
He never changes where he lives, but the Lion Estates is a shitty place to live, right?
It's not a great spot. It's kind of run down.
They're wealthy as fuck in the ending.
Yes,
but he still lived there. Like he went back.
Well, it's a better neighborhood. Somehow Marty made
somehow Marty
altered the timeline.
The entire neighborhood.
A lot of stuff changed just from this one event. The butterfly effect in this was huge.
The butterfly effect is very strong in this film.
It's super big.
But I don't know, man. The odds of it changing that single neighborhood to being better.
You gotta look at it. I mean, maybe someone moved there that had some money eventually at one point, and maybe they moved away because of something happened.
What could have happened is George...
But yeah, Lion Estates is not good in 1985. 1955 doesn't exist, and then when we go back to it, it is a nice spot.
Nice spot, yeah.
And they're a successful...
Something I noted
Everyone's successful. All the kids still live at home, though.
Yeah, which is fine.
Everyone lives at home.
Yeah, he's like, I always go to the office in my suit. Then why are you living with your dad? You fuck. Another thing is Marty living. Well, not only does Marty live at home, but
he's in high school though.
Yeah, Marty's fine, but his sister, dude, I feel bad for her. the time loop never fixed her. She
had glasses and her vision got better.
That's it. She still looks like shit.
The timelines of this event.
That's the whole point.
Shenanigans fixed her vision.
Yeah. Whatever Marty did, he fixed a bunch of shit in the past.
Which how'd that happen? Does the wedding care about him sitting too close or her sitting too close to the TV?
Shit. I don't know. I mean, his mom quit smoking and drinking.
As much. Probably had a little cocktail here and there.
Light it up. This movie's hard to talk about because you and I are talking about the ending of the movie while talking about the very beginning of the movie.
This is Back to the Future.
Yeah, fuck yourself, dude.
Go fuck your mother.
Go fuck your mother. Don't fuck your mother.
Well, hey, so at the diner though, George is there, and Biff shows up. He's like, "Hey, better do my homework." He's like, "I'm gonna need it tomorrow because I need like a day to copy it over." He does the same thing in 1985 when he's hanging out. Yeah. Because he needs his reports from George. For work. He's like, "Hey, I need like a day to copy it." Hello. He's like hit on his head.
McFly.
Oh, I got super pissed, dude. Biff is like, He has like no character arc. He's just an asshole throughout every single
Biff
movie.
is a sociopath, and we will find that.
We'll get to that.
We will find that out by watching his character develop.
Yes, I guess he does. He starts out like, hey, this guy's kind of a shitty dude, to holy shit. Biff is one of the worst characters in movie history.
Yeah.
All right, so George runs away though when Marty's not looking, and then I'm not even sure how he found him. How did he find out where George was going? Because George is on a bicycle, Marty's on foot.
Ran after him, and
somehow he catches up to where George was, and
George.
Look what George is doing.
George is a relentless creeper.
George is fucking permanent.
He was just eating chicken noodle soup and drinking coffee, and within
10 minutes
in movie time,
within a minute in movie time,
tops 34 seconds. Like he was finger banging himself watching his future wife get changed.
And my God, Lorraine, Jesus, close the window.
Yeah, for the love of
It's
Christ.
it's fully
it's
lit,
1955.
it's fully lit out, and she's getting undressed right in front of the window. She knew what she's doing, honestly.
Well, I mean,
I bet she knew. You think about it, she probably knew. Looking at Lorraine's character as the movie progresses,
she's a huff a shot.
She probably knew.
She's a huff a shot. She's an LG hoe, and her dad has hit more than one person
I know.
with this car.
So it's probably like a thing that goes around the high school, like, hey, holy shit, Lorraine, whatever her last name was.
Dude.
They probably it was probably a thing like all the middle school or high school boys.
They would go there,
this girl,
check out Lorraine
for like years and years. People told on their classmen, you won't believe it, this girl.
This is a little fun fact about Back to the Future that nobody knows except for me. That tree that George was watching her in, they call it the giving tree because you get so many delights from watching Lorraine.
Oh,
yeah, that's what they call it.
So, I never read that.
I made that up. But that was the best foreshadowing in like movie history right there. She said at the very beginning, if Dad didn't hit him with that car, we wouldn't have been together.
Yeah.
At the very beginning of the movie, before this happened.
And it sets up the plot for the whole film because
and then,
that's
and
our
then
one major story point.
Yeah, because that car hit. You see Marty get hit by the car, and you're like, he's gonna have to fuck his mom.
Yeah. So Marty saves his dad and fucks up the timeline. Unfortunately, he's been in 1955 for 20 minutes. He realized it for about 3 minutes.
Yeah,
it took 17 minutes to figure out he's in 1955. Yeah. After seeing everything 1955,
even a literal display in the DeLorean.
If he threw me back to like 2008 right now, and I'd be like, oh, why is Creed playing on the radio? Yeah. I'd be like, oh, it's 2008, obviously. No wonder Creed.
That's like post Creed. If Creed was playing in 2008, I'd still have a panic attack. I'm like, what year is that?
Why is Creed? Is it 2002?
Like, yeah, right, sir. It's still 2018. This is just a greatest hit song. Wait, Creed never hit the greatest hit.
So Marty gets hit, and when he's in bed, his mom is doing some sort of like old voice impression. She's using her 1985 mom voice.
Yeah.
For some reason, and, like it's a weird like director's choice. I feel.
I would have chose that choice. I think it added to the movie
because like the Marty thinks like, oh, it must have been some terrible dream that the whole time machine that I spent the whole day in 1955. Marty, not the fastest cat out there.
Not the fastest tool in the
And then flicks the lights on, and oh my God, Lorraine, hot as fuck. Damn, girl.
God damn, Lorraine. Now, let's talk real quick.
He's hiding a boner.
I mean,
under his blankets.
I'm usually hiding a boner. But if I hit up 1955 and Lorraine woke me up in my purple underwear, oh shit. I'd have a fucking lap hog.
Calvin.
Shit.
She starts calling me Calvin.
Yeah. If she called me by my underwear's name, she'd be like, what up, Fruit? I'm like, why you call me Fruit?
Because that's your name.
That's your... It says
it on your underwear.
It says it on your underwear. You live in the loom. But he had like a very tough decision. That woman didn't even look like his mother.
Oh, no.
And if he did sleep with her back then, he would have ceased to exist entirely.
What if he created himself?
Now that, my friend,
that's another movie.
A paradox.
That's a paradox, right? That was in Futurama, I think.
Yeah.
Fry becomes his old grandpa.
Yeah. But in that kind of timeline, he did that originally.
Oh, was it?
I think. I don't know.
I didn't know if it was a circular time. Lorraine, she's not supposed to be up there. She knows it.
Yeah.
But she's looking for that. She sees Marty, and she's
looking for a
she's like, damn.
sweet
The
lap
mom
hole.
yells. He runs downstairs. And then he becomes retarded again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Immediately, as he's eating dinner with the family, he's like, "Oh," he's like, "Fucking, this is a rerun. I've seen this one before." Marty, it's 1955. Anything you've seen on TV last week
Doesn't
is not
exist.
existent. He says, "Oh, we've got 2 TVs."
Like, Marty.
It's like he's trying. He's like
fucking
flirting with the
brilliant.
1955. See what he get away with.
Yeah.
Oh, that's on my JFK drive. Who's JFK?
I feel. How do you think you
It was
would?
a little forced.
Would you have skated away with those things? You think?
I don't think I would.
Like,
say,
we gotta think. Like, how hard would it be to
30 years
fully
ago.
accept?
So
that
this is
you-
us in 1985. Oh man, let me listen. I listened to that song on my iPod. I wouldn't be referring to iPods.
Well, what year would we be in if we went back 30 years?
1985.
From now? Oh, we'd be in the year they were in.
Yeah, it's been 30.
Essentially.
I mean 88, but
88,
yeah.
but yeah. So
I would be like, oh man, let me grab my CD player.
no, shit
No,
would be,
I know.
yeah, shit would be so weird.
Oh, let me stream that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna refer to streaming in 1988.
Yeah. Do you guys have Netflix? Oh, you probably still have the DVD service where they send it out.
Marty just yeah. Think about like present day shit 30 years ago. No. Oh man, hey, you guys on Xbox Live tonight or what?
Yeah. Oh shit, you still have that Atari shit. You getting on Atari
What's
Live?
a computer?
So this is
Marty's just like oblivious to the fact that he's in 1955 still.
He's a dumb person. So where are we at within the movie now? So Marty, he saw his dad. Lorraine, okay, so he's in Lorraine's bedroom. Then from Lorraine's bedroom, where does he go?
Oh, at the house, the grandma's like oblivious. Marty's grandma's oblivious. Lorraine's mom.
Yeah.
Lorraine's like,
I'd fuck her too.
she's like, maybe Marty should stay here since his mom's not answering, and he can stay in my room. Like,
Any regular mom would have been like,
What kind of parents are they?
honey,
Like-
you're a whore.
why are you trying to fuck this boy that just showed up?
Your dad just hit a boy with a car. Quit trying to fuck him.
My God, and she like agrees to him staying there.
Yeah,
What kind
she's
of
like,
that's a
yeah.
weird, super? Let's get this stranger to stay in our house, and fuck our daughter.
I would say,
What
like,
the-
I would say, oh, Cody, it's a different time. She wasn't trying to fuck him. But she was verbally trying to.
And then she's such a hypocrite because at the beginning of the film she says, "I never called boys." Oh, you never called boys?
You try to fuck
They
boys.
just took their pants off.
Actually, I've never made that connection.
Yeah,
Where-
at the
where
very
she's
beginning, she's
saying-
like, "I never called a boy or parked with." She says, "Parked with a boy."
She loved parking.
She never parked before. That's what she tells. Or it's not her first time parking. This ain't my first time park job.
This was pre-Marty parking.
Yeah, she parked before
Son.
Marty.
Oh, a little light parking.
Yeah, so the grandma's just oblivious to it. And then he goes to Doc Brown's house right from there.
Is that where? Oh, he goes straight. Yeah, because he already. So yeah, real quick, he ripped a page out of the only phone book at that
the diner,
diner,
yeah.
and he didn't even try to hide that he did that. He just talked to the.
That was the thing you did in 1955.
Yeah, the guy got pissed that he wasn't ordering, not that he defaced his only phone book. So he shows up at Doc's house, his crib, and Doc's living large, dude.
Doc lets him right in.
Doc lets him right
In
in.
the mansion. Yeah, the mansion's back.
So my question is, what do you think Doc got his fortune from?
I think the family it was like a rich family.
Yeah.
And he spent, I think there's like notes or things you can read, or he spent his entire fortune trying to work on this time travel machine.
Yeah.
So he spent everything. He probably sold the property. Maybe he burnt down the mansion for
Insurance
insurance
purposes?
money. Who knows to fund this? I mean, obviously the time machine probably wasn't cheap. And you figure $1985. But the house is super nice.
It is.
Marty shows up though in the garage, which is the same garage I'm pretty sure. What's in 1985?
Because that's all he owns at the.
That's all he's got left.
But he does have a truck that says Doc Brown Science Enterprises, 24-hour science services.
That's like a side gig, or that's the gig
So,
he's doing in 1985.
Is that all he's doing?
That's
to
all he's
survive?
got. He's got the garage and that.
Because he's
truck.
living like shit. If he's staying at that garage, he's really fucked.
Probably picking up the mic.
This thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Marty hangs out. He throws the thing on his head, and then he tells him about the time. He's like, "Hey, I know, wow, you got that bump in your head. Talk about time travel a little bit, and then you see the picture fading. And he says, like, oh, that's a photo trickery going on there. It's really bad because it cut off the top of your brother's head, is what he says. And that's like the first time we've seen, like, yeah, it's like, if your first time watching, you don't realize, but if you've seen the movie before, you realize, oh shit, this is because the picture's starting to fade because Marty pushed his dad out of that road.
So, yeah, it'd be, like, we haven't really, I guess this is something for later, but I feel like I wanted to see Doc and Marty on screen more. So we'll talk more about that.
They can make a side movie of just Marty and Doc hanging out.
Like, they're like, well, them,
but on their adventures.
Them with a working time machine, that would have been cool.
Yeah, you think about it, the time machine only got used, like,
6 times throughout the whole series. Like that, right? There and back, there and back, there and back.
We're 85 to 55 to 85. So that's two trips. So 2015 and back, but then 2015 and back again because Doc goes there by himself first.
So that puts it at
6. That's 4 trips.
Or
down and
back 4 in
once,
one movie.
Down all the 6 trips.
6 trips, and then the
and
final
then they go to
movie,
55, and then the time machine goes to 1885, and then it goes back to 1985.
And then the
so it's
train,
like 8 trips.
And then the train.
Well, the train doesn't count because it's a different time machine. But.
Well, it's
time machine
it's
got
the
used
same flux capacity.
very few times, considering how awesome it was.
Yeah, considering how important it was. Yeah.
That's it. Made 4 trips.
Yeah. And the whole movie's based around it.
He says we figure out what our whole other plot point is 1.21 gigawatts. When he said it earlier, Marty didn't have a clue what that meant, and he still doesn't. I don't know. I don't know how much of power. This is like a made-up number.
I mean, that's a lot of power. That's actually a real measurement, by the way.
So then Doc is like, holy shit, how are we going to get that much power? And Marty happens to have, because he tells him about his girl. If Doc didn't ask him about his girl, he would have pulled out the piece of paper out of his pocket, which I think just has her number. Yeah. Like, oh yeah, look how special she is. She gave me her number. Maybe in 1985 that was really big, but it seemed like they were already dating at that point. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
He pulled out the page, though, with the Save the Clock Tower, with her number written on it.
They were totally dating.
They were definitely dating. I
because Doc says, it's your kids, and nobody freaks out.
Neither
one of them freak out.
Yeah, no one freaks out.
They're both like, oh, that makes sense.
So that's when he finds out about the lightning strike. Like, all right, this is how we do it.
This is how we. So yeah, and then this leaves Marty. He's like, okay, shit. So we got 1.28 gigawatts coming from lightning. Let me just chill up in this 1955.
Yeah, let me hang out. Let me goof around.
Let me fuck around.
Let me go goofing.
Let me try and fuck my mom.
Really not gonna fuck my mom.
Yeah. And that's what he said when he was leaving Doc's office. He's like, hey, not gonna fuck my mom. He's like, don't do it, buddy.
He's like, wait, hold on, why not? He's like, wow. You'll cease to. Let me see that picture again. Look, your brother's halfway gone just because you got a boner.
Yeah. Think about fucking your mom. You killed your sister. Do you want to do this?
Do not rub one out.
So Marty, so this begins Marty's attempt to assure that his parents fall in love.
He's playing a Cupid's angel at this point.
Yep.
So then he goes to school, and he says something really stupid, or maybe he's just joking. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But he said, "Man, really clean this place up. Looks brand new. Really, Marty? Really? Are you fucking with me?"
Unfortunately, I think he was serious.
I forgot. I'm in 1955 again.
That being said, what kind of high school looked that shitty in 1985?
30 years that place went downhill.
It looked real bad.
The whole neighborhood. Where did the city go from 55, not Mayor Goldie Wayne or whatever?
He didn't clean shit up.
He ruined this fucking town.
He ruined everything.
The town was good in 55. 30 years, Goldie ruined it.
I'm going to clean this town up. Goldie, you fucking destroyed it.
You goofed it. You should have sold that gold tooth and paid for the budget. Man.
So this is the first time that Marty actually interacts with Biff face to face. Like, Biff knows it's him. He knows it's him.
Yeah.
And Biff.
And we see it though because Marty's like, "Hey, George, you should go to school with Lorraine." Because I think they met that morning, right? Yeah, he introduced that morning. He's like, "Lorraine's really talking about you. You should go dance." Like, I think she wants to go with someone else. And the camera pans over, cuts to Biff, like, basically just groping and molesting
Literally.
Lorraine. In the middle
Literally.
of lunch.
Yeah. This is Biff counter 1. This is why Biff might be a
This is
sociopath.
strike 1 for Biff on being a...
Other than him getting drunk driving and blaming it on Marty's dad. But that
happened at the beginning of the film, yeah.
yeah, that's either here or there.
Also, the Miller Lite can was the same can used today. Because
still use
because
it?
of Anchorman 2, they did throwback cans, and it actually increased sales for Miller Lite.
Really?
So they kept the cans.
Really?
So, yeah, the retro cans brought it back.
Miller knows what they're doing with marketing, by the way.
Yeah, well,
That's all that
Budweiser
Kenny
did it
Powers
because of... Oh, shit, no.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Biff is straight up groping her. Pretty funny. Gets in a fight. Almost gets clocked.
Who, Biff?
Marty almost gets clocked by Biff at this point.
Yeah.
Principal stops him. And then,
Marty's got a sweet swagger when it comes to Biff. He's smarter than Biff.
he's basically Albert Einstein fighting Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
He can just not get hit, right? So
No.
Someone said
No.
that. I can't remember what.
I've heard that too. If Albert Einstein fought Muhammad Ali, everyone knows
Einstein's
Ali
getting fucked.
would lose.
Doesn't matter how smart you are.
Yeah. I mean, give them a week of preparation and a $1 million budget, Einstein might win.
All right, so they're at the garage at some point, and Marty can't open up. He can't figure out that the pop isn't a twist off; it's a pop open, and he can't figure that out. And
I don't remember that.
George walks up, and immediately grabs it and shoves it in the pop machine and pops it open. And Marty can't figure this out.
I could have figured that out.
Marty's like struggling with it. It looks like
I could still figure that
I'll
out.
say it looks like Marty's been there for like 15 minutes, maybe, fucking with this pop ball. He's like, man, how's this pop? There's no way I'm a 1955.
They actually added like color to his facial hair because it's grayed a little bit by how long he was there. What was this? Was this when he was at the high school?
No, this is right after school, and then Marty or George for some reason comes up to. I can't remember why. But George comes up, and then they go to the diner, and then that's when shit breaks loose.
This is where
a lot of things go bad at the diner.
Yeah, George fucks up a very common word. Destiny. You're my density.
I'm your, and then George like McFly. He walks in. He's about to fuck with McFly. I don't even know what it's for. Just casual, just being old Biff.
Just fucking with McFly.
Marty fucking tripped the shit out of him. Probably the most successful trip I've ever seen in my life. Really nailed it.
Everybody knows acceleration plus a foot equals a big fat bitch.
Really? Sorry, Marty is a conjurer of cheap tricks. He's always like, he's just goofing around and like pulling these like smooth moves on people and just hustling his way through. Because they get in a fight, he punches Biff. He's like, oh, look outside. Fucking cheap shots Biff.
I think Marty knows that he's a punk bitch, but he's a little sly.
And then
so he's got a few tricks up his sleeve.
And then he invents a skateboard 10 seconds later.
Yeah.
He invents the skateboard in 1955.
Fun fact for you guys, the kid he took it from was Tony Hawk. So, little director's cut there. 1955.
Then, I wrote down, Lorraine is wet here.
She's wet?
She gets excited. She looks outside. Marty's like cruising around on the skateboard. He's like, who's that? He's like, that's Calvin Klein. And he's like, isn't he dreamy? She like, looks out the window. Dude, she is excited about Marty.
Could you imagine if I ever said that to you? Like, I looked outside and a girl was skateboarding, and I look at you like, isn't she to die for? That's not a thing people fucking say.
And then this is, all right, so this is Biff strike number 2. We realize that Biff is a complete psychopath.
This is Biff Weinstein claims. This is what led to the accusations. We're waiting for a Biff accusation.
Biff is chasing Marty into the car, and he clearly attempts to smash him between another car with his vehicle. And doesn't bat an eye. Doesn't think about it for a second. He's like, I'm going to smash. Because Marty's carrying on the back of a vehicle, and he's like, I'm going to smash this kid.
And kill him.
Yeah, well, I mean, what's the best outcome of that? He's going to get smashed, he's going to fall, and he's going to get ran over by the car.
Literal death. So far we have, here, on our Biff count, it's rape.
Well, molesting. He's just at molesting, groping in school.
Molesting, groping. Murder with a vehicle. Attempted murder.
Clear, not like vehicular homicide. Straight up tried to murder Marty.
Yeah. Literally, if you argue that, you're wrong. Crashing Marty's dad's car from drunk driving. So those are three 3
Doesn't
hits.
happen yet, but yes, we'll say.
That did happen.
But it happened older Biff, so kind of.
It's the same Biff.
Yeah,
Same Biff.
that's big strike for number 4.
Yeah.
We're on strike number 2.
Yeah.
Which takes place after.
We're going to keep that Biff.
Keep that Biff counter going, Admiral.
I love that fucking Marty's dad, when he was in the diner, he was like getting hyped up to talk to Lorraine, and he's like, milk me. Chocolate. He fucking slides him with chocolate.
He crushes it too. He grabs it.
Yeah.
He looks really cool.
Yeah, it looked
If
up.
Lorraine would have saw it, the movie would have been a lot shorter.
Yeah, yeah.
We would have had to go through all this shenanigans.
You know, if I went back if we were, 2018 was the 1955, and we had to convince our parents to get together right now, it'd be so easy. Just like beef up their Tinder. That's all you'd have to do.
Buy
Like,
them unlimited Twitter swipes.
get them unlimited swipes for $10 a month with Tinder Plus, and get them a nice corgi. Take screenshots of them beside sweet cars, and then boom. All you gotta do is swipe right on each other.
Crushed it.
It's way harder for Marty,
I like this.
especially because his dad's a little bitch.
His dad is like
A fucking bitch.
he's laughing at the beginning. Oh yeah, it's super dumb. And then I like this manure number 1 in the Back to the Future series is right when Biff crashes his car. That's manure. The first manure.
The first
hit.
manure.
Yeah. 'Cause we
And
got
I'm
manure
pretty
number-
sure it's 3 times.
we got maneuver in 2 and then maneuver in 3
Yeah.
as well. So pretty good running gag.
Yep. Manure! I hate manure!
So we got some. Marty goes back to the garage. Talks to the doc.
To kick it with Doc.
Doc gives him the plan. He's like,
Yeah.
all right.
Sorry, my model's shitty.
Sorry, model. She didn't play the scale, and look who shows up. Fucking
Lorraine. She's
Very
really
hot. And she tells she basically asks Marty to ask her. Thought it was a weird thing.
Basically, she literally said those words.
And he calls her mom too. I feel like if someone called me like mom or dad, I'd be like, well, I'm not sexually attracted to you now.
If a girl called me dad, I'd be insanely attracted.
Like a casual conversation.
Yeah.
Hey dad, I passed the salt.
This is the start of a sexual awakening.
And then she's flirting like right in front of the doc. Like she's
No,
pressing
not-
Marty against the doc.
Literally, Marty's resting his arm on top of Doc. Doc's looking up, and it's like some insane sexual flirting.
It almost looks like Doc's like, fuck it.
Yeah. Well, he had like a little grimace on.
Just gotta do it.
Yeah. Fuck her on me, Morty. Fuck your mom on me. Oh shit, that's a Morty. So, let me see. So we're kicking it with the Doc.
They go with the plan. Marty goes over the plan with George. And they go over their line. Hey, you, get your damn hands off of her.
And he holds his arms out like he just did like the best presentation.
Ah!
So where are we at?
And then we're at the night of the Enchanted Sea.
Yeah, that's
and-
what I was thinking too. But that's like a big jump.
Kind of,
right?
yeah. We must have skipped a couple days. I mean, because he asked her.
I guess we can't.
He asked her
lay
to
out
the dance,
whole movie.
and then it's the night of the dance, and Doc shares some like heartfelt words with Marty. He's like, "Hey man, I'm gonna miss you. You really gave like purpose to my life."
That's what I was
It's
gonna
like
say.
a bit touching, you know.
It was a bit touching, but dude, they only hung out like literally.
Yeah, but I think if you like
scenes.
retrospect and after you watch all the films, it adds something too. So it might be like a scene that
Well,
needs
yeah,
like,
me
the background
being
other
in
movies. If it's your first
Ultra,
watch,
yeah.
I don't think you would quite get it as much.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. That was just bad writing for that first movie. I feel like, honestly, Doc wasn't even in the first movie that much at all. It was mainly Morty.
He is,
Or
but
fucking Marty. God.
1985 Doc isn't. But then he mentions too, he's like, man, I can't wait to go see the future. He's like, man, I want to see all of this stuff. And then at this point, he gets shot at the beginning, so.
Just fucking listen. But we'll get to that.
When they're setting up the DeLorean and Marty slips in the thing, he's like, hey, you got permits for this weather machine you got here?
What happened there? What the fuck happened?
He's like, yeah, I think I have the permits right here. I'm pretty sure Doc is pulling money out and bribing the cop.
You think so?
I looked at it. He pulls his wallet out. So
What?
he either had permits in his wallet or he pulled out some cash and straight up bribed the cop.
See, this is my hypotenuse. He pulls out his wallet, throws it in the guy's face, and then pulls out that 6-shooter from 1985 and shoots him in the fucking head.
Murders this cop.
That's really the only way around that.
You see him pull out the wallet, so maybe the revolver's in the wallet, because we don't quite see what happens after that, but it looks like he pulls out some
Doc
money.
had plenty of money. Yeah, that's a good call.
He had a bunch of money. It looks like he bribed the cop, so I thought that was kind of funny.
I'd like to rewatch that because it literally is a cutscene. Like,
You see him open his wallet, and then right after that,
I didn't even see the wallet
Yeah,
scene.
so
Yeah.
I was paying attention because it's when Marty's putting the envelope inside Doc's jacket, so it's in the background. So if you're watching Marty, you won't see it.
which
But-
most people are.
Yeah, so I've seen
Plus,
the movie enough that I pay attention
for
to
the
that.
sequel, this is the Doc that our Doc interacts with in the past,
So 1985 Doc shows up to
Shows
this
up
Back to the
to
Future
this
2
Doc.
like a minute later,
and they hang out.
and they party a little bit.
Yeah, they talk about. Well, shit. The 1955 Doc doesn't even know it's 1985 Doc.
Yeah, he doesn't because he can't because it
'Cause
possibly causes paradox.
paradox. That's my favorite quote of the whole Back to the Future trilogy. He says, "Well, I'll see you sometime in the future." And our Doc goes, "Only in the past. Only in the past."
Oh, so nice.
That's so cool.
Then we get to the dance, and Marty is parking with his mom, and Park is.
Where you finger bang a girl?
I wrote down hand job, blow job, probably finger bang.
You didn't write finger bang down?
I put
Did you
finger
write
bang.
probably finger bang?
And, probably finger bang.
Yeah, he's parking with his mom, and when Lorraine opens, I want you guys to take a look at this when you're watching. When Lorraine opens the liquor, she opens it with pure anger. Like, her face, she's like so pissed at the world. She opens it and then takes a swig. But this would be super weird because, like you said earlier, like, Marty, he's always been told that his mom's like
She's super prudish.
cautious.
Yeah.
She doesn't park with people. She doesn't drink. She doesn't smoke.
She never
And
parked. She never chased the boy. She never called him.
And here she is asking her son to finger bang her while taking shots. That's
And holy shit, this is Lorraine with her jacket on. Holy shit. Because about a minute after this, Lorraine takes that jacket off and
Yeah.
call it quits for me.
Yeah, I'm going to park with her.
I'm parking all night.
Yeah. Fuck the future.
Fuck the future. Fuck your mom.
Fuck the future, fuck
That's
your
like the opposite of save the cheerleader, save the world.
Yeah, fuck the future, fuck your mom. That's good.
Because, man, Lorraine, she had that push-up brawl in 1955 going on.
She's still hot, dude.
They're hanging out a little bit, and the door opens up. Marty's like, oh, fucking George is here. Cockblocker me. Look who it is. Oh, it's not George, it's rapist Biff.
Yeah.
Old strike 3 number Biff shows up.
So
this is full cycle.
This
Biff.
is a full rape by Biff, by the way. This is strike 3.
Attempted rape.
Yep. I like to think of an alternate timeline where Marty's dad opens the door and Marty's just going to town on her, and he's like, abandoned plan. He's like, I changed my mind. Fuck the future. And he's just begging.
He does say it. He does say the line. Get your damn pants off her.
Yeah.
But like, when they pull Marty out of the car, when Biff does, he's like, hey, you caused $300 damage to my car.
Pull it
While I was I'm gonna kill rock him up while I pulled out his ass or something. It's like super funny.
Jesus
But then also it's like while he caused 300 damage while I was trying to murder you with my vehicle. Basically, is what he's saying.
And all he did was avoid murder.
Yeah, he avoided murder and he's getting blamed for the damage. Biff is full of fucking psycho.
You caused me $300 in damage. I'm going to pull it out of your asshole.
Pull it out straight out of your ass, dude. They lock him in the car.
Yeah, this is where racism comes in. Biff's fucking ragtag group walks up to the black band, and they're like,
we don't want to mess no reefer addicts.
Yeah, spooks. Yeah, they called him spooks. He's like, who you calling spooks?
Is that a racist term?
Spook?
Back in 55?
I imagine. I don't know.
Shit, we're going to have to cut that out.
Well, I didn't say it.
I don't know. Yeah, they said it.
Yeah, we're quoting. We're not cutting anything out. Just
yeah, I get too. Also, I thought it fell into like that reefer madness thing. Bunch of reefer addicts.
Right, because they blamed it on the black community. That's why a lot of people hated it. They called them jazz cigarettes because it's just hyper racism. I'm not going to dance around it. They were being racist in 1955.
And then George grows the biggest pair of balls ever. He's like, fuck it. I'm gonna basically, I'm going to try to fight Biff. I'm going to try to fight Biff. Lorraine's like crying. She's like, help, George, help. And
She's being molested.
She's about to be raped. And then...
Like, no, I think it's like, it's happening.
I don't know if it...
They've been in there
I want to hope it didn't happen yet.
I want to hope it is.
Because George shows up.
Because I want George to fully...
George goes from biggest nerd in the world to fighting the biggest, toughest, probably most father-beaten guy in school. And then he's like getting his hand like broken, and somehow it just... I'm not sure what happens, but he's about to get his arm broken, and then he just clocks Biff. One-shots him.
He does a twist around.
He does the old twist around.
Yeah,
knocks Biff right out.
That little fun trick for you guys. If you guys have a school bully and you think you might be raping the love of your life, keep a pocket full of sand with you. Blast it in his face and then give him the old twist around. With the old George McFly.
So Biff gets knocked out. Someone steals his wallet later, but we won't see that for a bit.
I think you stole that guy's wallet.
and then the dance goes on.
Yeah,
Marty's part of the dance
under
because
the sea.
There's really bad acting. He gets his hand cut. You clearly see him like trying to shimmy open the lock on the trunk with a flathead screwdriver. I'm not sure how that works. And then he like slips it and hits his hand, and then the trunk pops up. It wasn't well done. They could have done it better.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't play guitar. This dance is over.
That's actually what he said when he sliced his hand. He's like, "Oh, gee willikers. Looks like I can't play tonight. Marty, can you play guitar?"
And Marty's like, "Hell yeah.
Yeah, light it up. I'm trying to save my mom.
I have to play guitar really, really well.
Yeah. I'm trying not to fuck my mom and ruin the future. Give me that guitar.
Give me that guitar now." So, Earth Angel's going on.
Earth Angel.
Everything's going pretty fantastic, right?
Marty's
like, man, save the day. All I have to do is worry about that catching that lightning bolt, but Doc's got that covered, right?
Yep.
But look who shows up. Fucking the Shermanator.
Shermanator. Little fucking ginger braces fuck.
Shermanator shows up from American Pie.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna fucking dance with Lorraine.
Yeah. Butt out, McFly. I'm cutting in.
McFly's just like,
and they picked the fucking goofiest kid in the whole high school.
McFly just knocked out Biff, the most badass dude.
He should have said that. Like, I just killed Biff.
Did you see what? You will explode.
Yeah. Biff is dead,
Shermanator
ginger.
Motherfucker. Get out of here.
You fucking... When was the last time you saw a day?
And then he's like, "No, what? Fuck it." Marty almost dies. He's like, can't play guitar anymore. Marvin Lewis is looking at him. He's like, "Dude, he's like, I thought you said you could play guitar, dude."
Yeah.
Marty's like,
Marvin Berry?
Yeah, Marvin Berry's like, I thought you could play...
You're doing Huey Lewis.
Marty's just like, fuck, I can't play guitar.
Fuck, dude, I suck at guitar.
George's like, boom, baby, what's up? Lays a smoocher on her. Everyone comes back in the photo. Everything perfect at that point. Marty's like, fuck, I feel better than ever.
He gave his dad the confidence that he always needed. He made it. He actually fixed everything right there.
Yeah.
We'll get into that, though.
And then Marty is like, hey. So they're like, hey, let's play one more song. Marty's like, I'm trying to rush back so I don't get stuck in 1955, but I got time for one song.
Yeah. He's like, wait, how could I ruin everything?
Let me play Johnny B. This is an oldie, but like...
Your kids will love it.
Okay, Marty, once again, did you forget what you're in? You just saw your parents have their first kiss.
You've lived here for a week.
6 years before you've been born, and you forgot that you're 1955 still. How? He's like, this is an oldie, but I'm not gonna say like I'm not gonna go back to 1985. Like, hey man, this NSYNC song is a fucking hit.
Yeah, hope you guys...
It's an oldie from where I'm from, but baby, bye. All right.
Hey, you guys might not have heard this song because I'm a time traveler, but here we go. Get all your shit together, Marty.
Marty should have his shit down, dude. He's supposed to be super cautious. He's like, I'm gonna play this fucking crazy ass rock song. Terrible lip syncing. We talked about this. Another guy.
That was just a bad directorial move.
Yeah, it seemed like they didn't need to do that. But then Marvin, a little bit kind of like on the nose, but he's like, "Hey, Chuck, this is your cousin, Marvin Berry."
Yeah, shit.
Oh, it's Chuck Berry. What do you know? And then Marty once again goes crazy, just like at the beginning of the film. Ruins a really fun moment that everyone's having. Everyone's having a fantastic time listening to John B. Good.
How does Marty ever find success in music?
He's not good.
Like,
he can play good.
He does become successful though.
He's in high school still at the end. So.
No, but the next film he's successful.
No, because he gets fired. Needles gets him fired.
Oh, that's right, because his hand was fucked up, or he would have been a famous.
Needles gets him fired.
Which is Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
yeah. So then, fast forward a little bit. Marty leaves the dance. His parents are together, and they never notice. Like, hey, like Marty looks just like that guy that you met in 1955, and that you went to the dance with and became friends with me.
And he has the same name as our child.
Man, I wonder. And I guess Calvin, but. It's like, hey, did you fuck that dude? Like 6 years later, I'm breaking up with you, Larry. Fucking whore.
Fuck.
So,
oh, I didn't even think of that. What if he's like, hey, did you fuck Calvin?
Like after when we got to fight that one week and I had moved out and had to live in the hotel, did you fuck Calvin Klein?
Yeah, I haven't seen him in forever. Did you fuck Calvin?
You whore.
Oh shit. What a weird turn of events.
Alright, so fucking Marty shows up. He's like, where you been, Marty? He's like, you're late. He's like, I had to change my clothes. I couldn't show up in that zoot suit. Really, Marty? You got a time crunch going on here.
Yeah.
To not be stuck. You're like, I had to change into that zoot suit before I show back up.
Marty, you've been wearing a fucking
reckless.
lifesaver the whole fucking film.
You're reckless, dude. And then the branch. All right.
I've never thought about this. The time crunch. Like, he's just hanging out. I'm sure in the director's cut, it's just got him smashing Pepsi Breeze at that diner. Just, like, reading the whole phone book. Jesus Christ, Marty.
All right, so they're going to be like, all right, Marty, you got, 8 minutes. You got to go. He's like, oh, shit, okay. And then the branch lightning strikes. The storm's brewing. Storm comes in real quick, real hot. Branch falls on the cable. And like, oh shit, the cable. Fuck. Like, help me out. I'm gonna pull it up. Instead of moving the branch, this always bothered me. Ever since I was 8 years old and I saw this movie. Like, the branch falls over the cable and pops it off, right?
Okay.
Instead of moving the branch first, they're like, let's just pull the cable back and try to plug it back in without moving the branch first.
Because Marty was fully capable and aware.
But the dock was there too, though. The dock was on the ground.
But the dock was up.
No, the dock was on the ground because they're talking, and the branch gets hit by lightning, it falls on top and pops the cable off. So the dock goes back up, and then they tie the rope to it. Instead of moving the branch before they try to pull the cable up and plug it back in, they're like, let's just leave this giant ass
I thought
branch.
the branch happened while Doc was on the tower.
Because he went back up to the tower to plug it back in.
Really?
Is the whole thing.
Oh, shit.
So it's just
maybe it was hella...
It's a plot thing, but it's like...
Maybe it was hella heavy?
In real life, yeah, well, why not move it with two people? It wasn't that big of a branch.
No.
It was a big limb. It was a limb, but one person could easily move that.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Or slide the cable out from underneath it if you had to even, and put it on top.
Yeah, they fucked that up.
They have a very small amount of wiggle room on this cable, yeah. And they're like, let's leave that branch there. We'll
get your shit together.
If Marty had to fucking change his fucking zoot suit, he would have I got time.
Well,
I guess the lightning.
If he didn't have to be a hero and play a 6-minute and 33 song in front of
go Johnny go
in front of a high school that doesn't give a shit about you, Marty.
No one's got to remember fucking Calvin Klein.
I want to talk about how Doc is such a cunt because he had to be a hero. Like, I don't want to hear it, Marty. Fuck yourself. I'm from the future. There's a reason I'm here. Just let me tell you my spit and my spiel, you know?
And if you want to explore stuff, then what better way to do that is to not die? Time travel.
Yeah, nobody deserves that. Well, you survive until 1985. I just gave you 30 years of life.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So then, so Marty goes back and he's like, man, Doc's not going to listen. I need more time. 10 minutes ought to do, is what he says. He sets the time machine 10 minutes beforehand.
Which, they were still fucking with the time machine.
You have a time machine. Why not a day? 2 days. Fuck it. Just lay low for 2 days and don't run into yourself and go like, hey, Doc, I already went back in time. It works. And shit goes down. Here's what happens. Why give yourself 15 minutes? Fuck it. That's...
20 minutes is a comfortable...
That's twice as much... 20 minutes is twice as much time.
10 minutes, was literally cutting.
Why did you decide on 10 minutes?
Yeah. But did he do the 10 minutes? I don't remember.
He did, 10 minutes. He put the machine on 10 minutes early.
Yeah, and then what happened?
Then he showed up and the car died after he crashed into the wall, and the DeLorean shows up with no damage on it. So he pops back in. Lightning strikes. Boom. Pops it. Spoilers. He goes back next. He hits the lightning strike. Doc plugs it in right in time. He hits a lightning strike. Boom, 1985 again. He crashes into the movie theater. Shoves us to the homeless man. Homeless man's like, what?
No.
Crazy drunk drivers.
That's his time period.
Yeah, he's back in 1985.
Right.
And the homeless man's like, what? Because he crashed into the movie theater.
But his whole thing was, it was 10 minutes before 1985,
Yeah.
Doc. See, I thought
10 minutes before he left.
Okay.
So his whole idea is like, I gotta drive back and prevent shit from happening.
Be 10 minutes.
But he's like, I only gave myself 10 minutes. First off, that's a terrible idea too, because he would most likely run into himself at the same point he was.
Plus, he had 10 minutes.
He could have gave himself
to get there.
He knew where the doc. Give himself an hour before Marty ever showed up.
Literally, one day he could have sat down with Doc, talked about. He even verbally said 10 minutes should do it.
I know. Yeah,
he had plenty of time.
That's why I wrote it down.
Yeah. He had plenty of time.
He has all the time. He also
it.
says, "I have all the time I need." 10 minutes though. That's all I need. Fuck you, Marty. Come on, get your shit together. This is 1955. You know how this works.
Marty's a fucking idiot. I never even thought of that.
So yeah, the DeLorean has no dents though. The DeLorean's perfect shape, and then they leave. The time machine breaks down, so his 10 minutes is immediately used up. He uses up 9.5 minutes already.
Yeah.
To get back. So and then
so he just gets to get there, seeing everything.
Yeah, and he sees it, and then when the DeLorean disappeared, the Libyans crashed into a hut and just kind of tipped over, and like that was it.
And they died.
I guess they had a rocket launcher in that car. I don't know if they shot it. Did they shoot it?
No. When they hit the little TV stand, it killed them.
What did they wake up from that car accident? It wasn't that bad. The one guy was hanging out the sunroof though.
So that guy,
he's probably dead.
He got decapitated at most. Best case scenario, that guy got his head cut off. But what about the driver? The driver's fucking fine.
If he had his seatbelt on.
He was in a... Yeah.
Although it was like a 1950s Volkswagen.
And that's the whole point of this episode, fellas. Wear your seatbelt. Especially the Volkswagen.
Don't shoot AKMs.
Yeah, out of your fucking hood.
And then, so Doc wore a vest. He's safe. And he's like, hey, I'm going to go to... he drops Marty off at his house. The DeLorean runs perfectly fine now for some reason. For some reason, it has like all... It's like, it kept on breaking down before. Now he drives all the way back to his house, and he's like, hey, he's like, where are you going to go? He's like, I don't know. Go to the future. And then Marty, kind of cocky, gives him tips about time traveling. He's like, like, careful on that re-entry. It's a little bumpy. It's kind of like a little cunty, because like, hey, like, you built a time machine I traveled before you did.
Yeah. I found out too.
It's a little cunty.
What Doc should have said is like, well, I created it.
So, yeah. Fuck you.
What do you know about particle distribution, Marty?
So then he wakes up. And he's like, oh, man, what a nightmare. It's been a week. I've never had a dream that was super lucid like that went on for a week. And
was it exact? How do you... Wait, they never gave any time frame for
It's
that?
probably about like a week, though, right?
What makes you think a week?
I guess you check the date on the clock, maybe. But it's been at least a few days, right?
Why?
That Marty spent in 1955. He spent like a week.
Oh,
or 2 days,
okay. I thought you meant he was in 1985.
He wakes up in his bed and he's like, "What a nightmare!" He's like, "Really, Marty? You still forgot? You now are back in 1950. Did you forget you went back to 1955?
Really, Marty? You've had full experience.
You have no excuses.
You've tried the cuisine of the elders. What are you doing, Marty?"
He wakes up. His brother's no longer an idiot. His mom no longer
still lives at home.
Still lives at home.
And eats grapefruit for breakfast.
I always wear my suit to the morning.
I always eat the old grapefruit for breakfast. Well, that's
really
pretty fucking psychotic, if you ask me. That's crazy.
So there's two. Marty took over someone else's life at this point. So there's another Marty that Marty was dumped into. His soul was dumped into the other Marty's body.
So that's where it gets funky. Because
we saw Marty leave.
That's where it gets weird.
We did see new 1985 Marty leave, but Marty took over that guy's life.
Now, does he do this in any other Back to the Future movie?
I don't think the timeline gets changed, really, in 1985 ever again. So 1985, B now left. We saw him leave right when Marty showed up.
They fuck up 1985 again.
Oh, 1985, way nicer, yeah.
In Back to the Future 2, they destroy 1985 because they get Biff hit.
Oh, yeah, they fuck it up again.
I'm fine with
I guess, there must be at least a D or E timeline.
Right?
Yeah, I guess keep an account. Back to the Future 2. But Linus Hayes is super nice. Marty's dad is a successful writer. His brother wears a suit now instead of working at like McDonald's. Marty has
his sister still
his
ugly as
truck.
fuck.
His sister has no glasses. Her vision was corrected.
Still looks like shit.
When Marty was skating on the behind that truck, he somehow got his sister's vision fixed.
Yeah.
When he,
Somehow Marty affected genetics and he fixed his sister's vision.
his mom looks
Like
as good.
He turned his mom on so much.
His mom got
she
hotter.
produced way more eggs. Fixed his daughter's vision problem.
His dad's like a super cool, like confident dude.
Like successful ass man that
And,
can afford grapefruits.
And then he's like, "Oh man, the car's wrecked." Marty once again. His entire family's different. He's like, "The car's wrecked." Marty, get your shit together. You just realize that everything changed, but you're like, "The car's wrecked." How do you remember that car? You've been through some shit.
Yeah,
That happened the night before.
literally
I would have forgot completely about that car.
7 days of a whole different time period, Marty. You make a really good point I've never even thought of. Like, we should make a drinking game where you take a shot every time Marty acts like he doesn't know what's going on when he should.
Why does it keep happening? You're an expert on time travel.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
You crushed Einstein's previous record of 1 minute.
When he goes up to Doc, he's like, "Be careful, the landing's a little fucked up." Doc should have been like, "Are you sure, Marty? Because you've literally forgot everything else so far."
Yeah, why'd you remember that?
Yeah. How do you remember that it's a shitty landing?
And then I love the 2015 Doc shows up. A real like strong setup for the next movie that I feel like other movies do like subtly.
Yeah.
Behind back credits.
Straight fuck you in the face.
Oh, right. And they're like, "Hey, Back to the Future 2 is coming out fucking tomorrow."
Yeah, literally.
Kind of like what?
Yeah, literally. It was like the Cloverfield Paradox Super Bowl thing.
Yeah.
It's like, "Hey, check this trailer out. See it in 30 seconds, bitch."
You're just fucking nuts.
And it told you, like, we're about to amp this shit up. You see that DeLorean on the ground? Fuck it, air. We don't need roads.
Yeah.
We don't need roads.
He's at the Mr. Fusion, which they immediately tackle the
Product
whole
placement?
Oh no! Oh, I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking they immediately tackled the whole plutonium issue that plagued the whole first movie.
The whole They
can put, hey, we're not gonna be fucking around with plutonium in the next movie. We got bigger shit. We got bigger fish to fry. Doc's got like a cool jacket and like some sweet ass tie and some sunglasses. Which these are 2015 clothes. We're pretty close. We're close to getting it. And in the early 2000s, we were close to getting these stuff, but we strayed away too far.
But
yeah, Marty's like, hey, Doc. Okay, I time travel once. I know a little bit about time travel.
He basically said, "Better than you, Doc."
You don't have enough. You don't have enough room, Doc.
Yeah.
To get up to 88. Also, he's got a lot of road to get up to 88 miles an hour.
Plenty.
I guess you have to worry about where you
Stop
land.
signs, maybe.
I don't know, dude. It looked like that was a long stretch of road.
Yeah.
I mean, you might hit the caution. You shouldn't be driving that fast on that road, but it's a DeLorean. I mean, I don't know how much of shit on the back ways. But
you're not going to get a speeding ticket.
You should get up to 88 pretty quick.
If the cops chase you, before they start firing, you're going to hit 88.
Yeah.
You know?
Then what? Were they going to chase you into space? So
basically, Doc shows up, and he's like, "Hey." It was such a hype train for that sequel.
Oh, dude, so
because
big.
he's like, "Dude, you know what? Plutonium? Go fuck yourself."
Banana peels.
Marty, try not to fuck his mom? Yeah, we had a hard time, too. His mom's old now. If he tries to fuck her, it's weird. Take a peek.
Don't do it.
That was actually all the trailer for Back. I have a Back to the Future 2 trailer in my bedroom, and it says, "Marty, try not to fuck his mom." Back to the Future 2.
Then they fly away into the greatest.
the
The
night.
greatest. Honestly, the end of that movie was a trailer for the second movie.
Literally, yeah. It was smart marketing. And you guys should look into the marketing of Back to the Future because there is some stuff that we're talking about, like how quickly it was released and stuff. It was kind of within the same year.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, it was super
strap.
quick. It was smart.
Kind of like Lord of the Rings. They did all of those movies back to back to back.
Every single year?
Every year, yeah.
Really?
But they filmed them all at once. But yeah, it was pretty nuts.
I think we can all agree Back to the Future is better.
Different movies.
Except for like a lot of people.
Different strokes. Yeah. A lot of people.
I think we did a good job covering it here, man. You got any final quotes on the old Back to the Future? Because this is my all-time favorite movie. Honestly, it began when, like you said, Spike TV, a lot of TV networks would just show it. Like
they showed James Bond
back
marathons, they showed Star Wars marathons, they showed Back to the Future on like Thanksgiving and Christmas. I remember like growing up like as like a young 10-year-old or
strapping lad.
early teenager.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that you don't shut off when you're watching it because
shit!
Might as well take a peek.
I'll watch that.
Yeah, I think we got a good bit covered. Any idea what we're doing for the second movie?
I don't know yet, but if you listen to this, let us know how we did.
Yeah,
suggestions.
Let us know how we did. We're thinking of integrating like listener platforms so you guys can tell us like what you want to hear, what kind of movies you want to see, and maybe you guys could watch along with us. So that'd be super cool. Anything that you're wanting to see out of this that we didn't mention?
I think we hit it all. I wrote too many notes. I wrote too many notes actually.
Actually, you did way better than I did.
The episode went longer than what I expected.
Well, I'm psyched about it because you kept us on track. So hopefully we did this beautiful movie justice. Give us a listen, and then in the future, let's just watch some dope movies together. This is Corey and Kodai signing out, reminding you to do your best not to fuck your mother. Later.